Hi guys. I'm gonna do a quick little background on how the way I acquired this model. As far as sci-fi, when I was a kid, I was an Apollo fiend. The Apollo missions, followed every minute of it. Built the lunar module, built the Gemini capsule with the spacewalking astronaut. I did the command module, the service module, did them all, and then that was it. I never did sci-fi again. Sci-fi or space. I had this in my stash, so this has been in my stash forever. But the all-white finish scares me. I got to do this to fill in the seams, puttying, the sanding, and then throwing a white coat on that. That still scares me. So that's sitting in my stash. But then people got to. I think people who love Star Wars assumed I would love to make Star Wars models. I got an X-Wing as a gift. Got this sucker as a gift. Is that big enough or what? Then for Christmas one year, got this, which is amazing. This is a huge project in and of itself. Someday I'll hit that. That's an awesome model. Then one day, this showed up. Yep, another huge build. So we're starting to get on overload. And then last year, my wife got me this. Yes, it's the clear version. So this is kind of like way over my head. And I hadn't modeled in a few years. I was afraid to jump into that, so I grabbed the X-Wing and did the X-Wing as a warm-up, getting ready for the Enterprise. So then I opened the Enterprise. So I'm working on the Enterprise. It's going well, slowly but surely. And then I realized, look, we all love getting kits as gifts, no matter what they are. I put the word out to the family. I said, no more sci-fi, no more space, no more sci-fi. I got enough to last me a lifetime. Anything else is okay. My daughter heads out to a flea market shortly thereafter, comes home, and hands me this. Yeah, so sci-fi. So I took one look at this, and I said to my daughter, this is literally amazing. This is cool. I'm glad you broke the rule. All is forgiven. If you were walking through a flea market and saw this on a table, you would not walk past this. You couldn't walk past this. Just grab it, buy it, make some kind of deal. But this would have to come home with you. So this is cool. So notice it says top secret. And that's in red letters. Military stenciling. Regardless of that, I'm going to let you look inside. I'm going to take a chance. I'll let everybody see what's in the top secret box. I hope everybody watches this video very quickly because I'm sure the NSA is going to take it down within minutes. So here we go. Let's take a look inside this. All right. Let's get started. Oh, wait a minute. What's that? Here in the background, real quick, give you an idea how old my stash is. When I bought this many years ago, I paid full retail for it. That's right, that was full retail, $3.99. I don't know what this thing goes for now, but I guess I could consider that a deal. All right, here we go into the box. Top secret clearance or no top secret clearance. We are going in. Side open box, I can't stand that, but that's the way it goes. It is reinforced cardboard in the inner box, so that's good because A lot of these side open boxes collapse or get destroyed, so that probably helped that out. All right. Whoa. Yeah, you don't get gypped. Sometimes you open a box and then what you thought was the main part of the large model is on a sprue and it's only this big, but this takes up the whole box. In case you were wondering, it's made in the USA. And it's clear! Another clear model. Oh, God help me. This is, let's open this up. It's clear, but it's got some smoked areas. That's very nice. That's nice. That is cool. I guess you could paint this area. It's raised on the inside. That's very raised on the inside. And it's kind of smoked. So this part is clear. This little smokiness to it. We'll look at the directions, but I imagine you could paint that portion. I'm sure it's clear. You can light it. I already am building the Enterprise, which I have to light, and that is like a huge mountain sitting in front of me. I have to light this. That's two mountains sitting in front of me to get over. But maybe when I'm done with the Enterprise, I won't think lighting is so scary. So that's a very nice piece. The bottom of the saucer, completely clear. I guess that's nice also. Let's see what the point of the bottom being clear is. There's some instructions and whatnot we'll get to in a minute. So this is it. Aside from the saucer halves, this is it. This is all the parts. So let's take a look. There's not much. Okay, so we have the deck. This would be right down the center. And this is the deck, and that's it. I think this is where the seats go. And that's the entire interior. It's pretty plain. Let's take a look at the parts. Guess this is the bottom dome. We have Testors here. The Testors Corporation in 1994, Rockford, Illinois. So here are the parts. I think these are the 3 reactor cores that go in the bottom of the saucer. So yeah, the bottom being clear, you would be able to see those. We have 3 seats. 3 chairs. And here they are. The aliens. Only one is in a sitting pose. The other is standing, so we'll only have one seated in the chair. And the other pieces, we'll have to see what this is because it's a half. It's only half. I don't know where that goes, what it is, but we'll find out when we look at the instructions. And also, here we go. I guess we put him to stand guard outside the saucer. That will be good. So yeah, very, very basic. If this is the seat, this is going to be somewhere about here. The glass is nice. I like it. You can really see inside. But that's going to be one barren interior to the ship. I think one of my plans was to scout flea markets. I'll have to wait for spring for that, but to just keep an eye out for any parts or things that maybe you'd see inside a spaceship. And fill it up. Make it interesting inside. The other way is to just go by what's here. There is something to be said for that kind of bizarre plain look inside the spacecraft, which may be good. I got time to think about that. And this painting, who knows? Maybe if I decide to light it, I'll put a light in here just the way it is, see what it looks like. But you could give it a shot on the painting. Take a look at the directions. Now, as it said on the box, one of the teasers to get you to buy this includes 16-page full-color book. There it is. It's pretty nice. So we've got Bob Lazar. It's the one that described the ship. And, oh, a lot of details about the saucer, the constellation. Wow. I guess about where this thing came from. The hidden base that I guess Bob worked at. Some details on the ship. And there you see, that's what that 1/2 piece, I guess we can have one of these exposed in the base of the ship. The reactors. So this calls it the gravity amplification system. Consists of 3 amplifier heads. Alright, and a little description of the ins and outs of interstellar travel. How is it possible to cross the vast expanses of space required for interstellar travel without exceeding the speed of light? Alright, there's some reading there for me. So that's a good addition. I like that. Fun reading. Then we have French and Spanish instructions. In case you need those. Special instructions about decals. Okay. Alright, this is one decal. They're suggesting if you leave one, if you have left the forward viewing portal clear. Alright, we'll have to pull out the decal and take a look at what that is. Oh, here it is again. That's the decal they're talking about. So it says to cut away the black portion and apply the light blue area to the inside surface. So they're assuming you've painted over all of these windows. There's no way I'm going to do that. One of them has a little door here. I don't know if you can see this. It's got a little door grooved in it. Maybe that. Yeah, this kind of stays, the blue stays to the one side of the door. No, I'm sure at the very least I'll leave every one of these windows open. That's going to be a nice look. Might not be accurate, historically accurate, but it's the way it's going to go. And these black, alright, this is the top of the saucer then. And those black kind of squares go around. They have spots for them on there. Not sure what I'll do with that either. This is absolutely a very cool model. The fun factor is off the charts on this one. Alright, the Testors instructions. They wrapped around an ad, a lot of, oh, here's the kind of their old ads for the Rat Fink models. I think I had a few of those back in the day. Let me see if I can get that better for you. That kind of stuff. Maybe they still make that. Some ads for their paints and supplies. Again, full story. Full story on the whole area S4 business. And the directions, and there can't be much to the directions. There's not much to do. Okay, that extra piece with all the details on it, that is the gravity amplifier. Gotta have that to be floating around in there. Yes, and that is called the human guard figure. And I figured that out by looking at it, that was human. Pretty good. Alien figures. I'm wondering what they call... they just call a standing alien figure. So you have the option. It says decide whether you will place the standing alien figure inside the UFO or outside, standing next to the human guard. So they could be hanging out outside chatting. Yep. Boy, I was hoping the names would be a little better than that, but it's standing alien and sitting alien. A lot of, let's see, metallic silver. They're calling for the inside base to be painted. Metallic silver for the exterior. Alright, we got the lower. Okay, putting the floor in. And the, kind of could have been a little more creative with this. The seated alien. So I was thinking there was such a big size difference that we're going to call that the child alien, but I guess because it's in its sitting pose, that's why it looks smaller. And that's about it. So yeah, this is going to be fun. This top piece makes it, and so we'll see. I'm sure it'll be a few months before I hit this, but we'll definitely throw it up on YouTube. Anybody else has ever seen this or built it, please throw it in the comments. But I can't wait. And that's the top secret Area S4 UFO revealed. Okay, so let's take a look at the back of the box. There's some really fun stuff on here, cool stuff. A lot of details and terminology to go with it. So let's take a look. One section of the saucer, it only calls out one of those clear separated sections. It says, when the disk is fully energized, this archway becomes transparent like a window. That would be a cool thing to experiment with, because when you paint a clear model, you put one coat on. From the outside, it looks like it's covered and it's that color. But if you put a light behind it, it shows right through. So that's a thought to play with some of that on here, to do that kind of painting. The seats encircle the reactor. And about the seats, it says they do not accommodate adult human beings. So if you get abducted, you're going to have a very uncomfortable trip back to their world. It says Lazar has no knowledge of the upper level. So that's still a mystery. We've got the reactor, we've got the gravity amplifier head, the gravity amplifier outputs, we've got the waveguide, the waveguide terminator, the core plates, and here's an interesting thing down at the bottom here. Let me do this for you. You can set up those reactors in the bottom, or amplifiers as they're called. Two configurations: the Omicron amplifier configuration, or the delta amplifier configuration. I guess you can put those 3 items in the bass straight up and down, or 2 of them sideways. However, I will bet you someday some super diehard sci-fi fan will come in to my house, take one look at this model, and say, dude, you did the Omicron amplifier configuration? Don't you know that's not feasible? But I welcome that. Please, sci-fi fans, take me to task on every little detail, because that's a lot of fun. Those discussions are great. I love you guys that have all that knowledge of the different sci-fi series. That's what I love about the genre, that you can have wild discussions and arguments about that kind of stuff. So that's cool. So anyway, this is going to be a blast, and thanks for watching.